So Mark, we're out enjoying our round. We are playing by the rules of golf, you'll be glad to know.
Very good.
Are the rules of golf the same all year round?
So they're, generally speaking, yes. The rules of golf apply when in any situation that you would play under them. But in every club, you will also have a variation on that because every club will have their own local rules. So in some situations, particularly in winter, clubs may need to adopt local rules to allow people to continue to play which aren't actually authorised under the rules of golf. And when that happens, we're not technically playing under the rules of golf, so therefore the round can't count for handicap purposes.
So today we have placing on the fairway. Can that count for handicapping purposes?
So placing on the fairway is fine, Nathan, as long as the local rule conforms with what the rules of golf require it to. So if it's placing within 6 inches, not near the hole, for example, which is generally how clubs implement it, then that is absolutely fine and the round counts.
Placing on the fairway. So let's see what's right and proper and what's maybe another way of doing things. So I'm going to use my tee. I'm going to maybe
always recommended to mark the ball with the tee, yeah.
How close to the ball should you mark it?
Just behind is fine, or some people mark it just in front as well. It really doesn't matter, just as long as you can mark the position of the ball.
So my ball is clean.
Yeah, you can clean the ball when you have it in your hand in that case, yeah.
And then placing it, there's a nice little tuft of grass just here I can sit it up on, almost like on a tee.
So there now you've placed the ball closer to the hole than where it originally lay. So you're not
but it's
actually
within 6 inches.
But it's not near. It has to be not near the hole in order for it to be played under the rules of golf.
There's a nice spot there, Nathan.
So if I left the ball there and it's pointed out to me that's closer, have I instantly incurred a 2-shot penalty?
You've played from a wrong place, and in doing so, you've incurred a 2-shot penalty because you haven't actually. You've breached the rule, but you haven't seriously breached it. You're not getting a major advantage out of it, so it's a 2-shot penalty in those cases. Yes.
So I'm going to go and I'm going to do it the right way, and I'm going to find a nice little bit of grass just behind. I place the ball there. Bit of wind catches it, moves back. Can I pick it up again and place it back in the spot?
Once the ball was placed back on the ground and you had removed your hand from the ball was in play, and wherever it rolls after that, it's in play.
And it is acceptable for me to place the ball on a nice little spot?
It's basically your preferred lie there, basically. So you can prefer the lie from where it originally lay within 6 inches, not near the hole.
Okay.
So Mark, I'm going to come in and replace my ball, give it a little clean, put it in its lie, and then I decide I don't really like that lie, I want to do it again, and I'm going to place it again. What's the ruling there?
So unfortunately for you, Gary, when you placed the ball the first time there, that ball became a ball in play.
Okay.
You had completed the procedure. So when you moved that ball to another place, you caused the ball to move and therefore incurred a 1-shot penalty. You need to replace that ball. If you did not replace that ball and played it from the new position, you would actually, the 1 shot would become 2 shots because you played from a wrong place.
Okay. So I have to go back and it's 1 shot, and if I don't, it's 2 shots.
Correct.
Okay.
Nice, Gary.
Not too bad. Under the hole, which is what you want. So Nathan, we're on 16. I've had enough. Don't really want to play the last 2 holes. What's the ruling on that, folks?
So if you submit your score for handicap purposes, for those 2 holes that you didn't play, you would mark did not play on the app or in your club software, and you would receive an expected score for those 2 holes that you didn't finish. Okay. And that's a score that is based on players of the same handicap index as you and on a course of standard difficulty.
The key issue though here is is the reason for finishing valid? And in some cases it is, and in some cases it isn't. Just finishing because you're fed up and you just want to go in is not really a valid reason. And in those circumstances, the committee could consider removing the score and invalidating it.
what about the scenario where everyone's leading busy lives now? You're out in the course, it's a slow day. Suddenly you got to pick the kids up from school. You've 2 holes to go. You got to dash.
Yeah.
What do you do in that scenario?
So in that situation, if it's a valid reason, you would explain to the handicap committee why you didn't finish your round, and again they could decide to accept the score in that situation.
Can you talk a bit about explaining to the handicap committee, because I think that's something a lot of golfers may not be used to doing, that they put in their score, they didn't play, and they sort of walk off into the sunset. Where and how do you explain to the handicapping committee what's just happened?
Well, you would normally know who your handicap secretary is, and you would make contact with them, send them an email, give them a call, and just ask them to review the score on your record. Your club is responsible for managing your handicap and your score and record, so they can make adjustments to your record if necessary.
So this is quite upsetting for me, because as everyone has been able to tell, I'm having a great day. I'm shooting the lights out, and now Gary is disappearing, but I want to go on and shoot my score over the final 2 holes. What are my options?
I'd suggest, Nathan, that you just wait for the next group to come along and have them attest your score for the last 2 holes. You can then ask the committee for the allowance to do that in the circumstance, and the committee should really accept that as a valid reason for you changing groups during the round, because Gary has deserted you here in this particular case.